Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. It looks like I don't have anybody hanging out with me today, except for Todd over there. No big deal. What's up, Todd? How you doing, man? Looks like it's just me, dude. So, okay. Todd said, did someone say wine? No, it's wine. Wine. WHINE. All right. Hell, Bunny Man. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Anyway, no big deal. I expected that this topic would get a few more people in there, but I think it might have scared people off with it's like, oh no, T Bunny's gonna step in it again and get us all in trouble. So I guess they're staying away. It's no big deal. No big deal. I'm actually not going to be very specific today because the people who I may or may not be referencing will have a field day with it. So I'm going to keep it as vague as possible. All right. We're going to speak as random and generic as possible. So, just hang in there with me, guys. Anyway, oh, I'm sorry. Hang in there with me, Todd, and the other two who are commenting right now. Anyway, maybe people who are afraid of what I'm going to say and are like lurking or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's no big deal. No big deal. Anyway, so yeah. Let's talk about whiners, man. Let's talk about whiners. Okay. Some people, once they have snafus, once they hit a little bit of rough waters, instead of battening down the hatchets, they start drilling holes in the boat. That's just different people have different reactions to tough situations. Some people are. Just hold on one second. Let me change this. Since evidently nobody else has the guts to come on with me today, let me go ahead and just make this the solo layout. There we go. All right. Guess this is just me today. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. We're going to have fun. All right. So, anyway. Some people when they hit a little rough waters, when things aren't going their way, rather than like saying, okay, what's the situation? How can I adjust the situation? Or if the situation can't be adjusted, how do I find my own way through the situation? Okay. And some people do that. Some people like say, okay, this situation is not advantageous to me at the moment. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and like hang in there until things change. Well, that's one way to go. That's one way a lot of people go. But there are the ones that we're going to talk about today who where things aren't going their way, a situation's not advantageous to them, they decide that, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to whine about it. Okay, now, whining happens to be the first and last resort of people who, I say, lack something along the character in character. Okay. The previous generation, before us, before now, they didn't whine a lot. I mean, sure, there were whiners, especially when you hit the baby boomers. Those people whined a ton. And guess what? They're in control of the country right now. Have been for the last three decades, 4 decades probably. Anyway, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm talking about the greatest generation. I'm talking about the World War II. People like that, and they were pretty much mostly stunted from war, and they didn't emote very well. If anybody knows anybody from that generation, they know that they were pretty much. You didn't really get much of a conversation going with them, it's pretty much but yeah, the whole corporal punishment thing, that was pretty big in that generation, and the generation preceded it pretty much. I got my butt whooped a lot. Okay. But yeah, my parents are that boomer generation. As a matter of fact, I got my tail end whooped so much that I thought it was a thing. Could set my watch by it. Oh, I'm gonna get the whipping. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, and I don't know if that engendered a stronger backbone in me, or that whole entire whining is verboten, whiner is for the weak. I'm not sure. What that where that came from. And there's certain things that there's a difference between complaining and whining. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, complaining, there's times when you have to complain. There's times when things have to be addressed, things have to be adjusted. Okay, like what's going on with IGG right now, with these shadow banning and things like that. If nobody says anything, nobody raises a stink, then well, looks like we got somebody's going to ride shotgun with me. What's up, Belmont?
Yo.
I guess I scared people off. I don't have the the turnout I usually do. I did what you told me to. I put the the topic of discussion first, but it is what it is.
Maybe you got to be less white.
I gotta be less white. Oh, okay. I can do that. Let me turn it down a little bit. Maybe I'm too pale. Is that better? Yeah.
Yep. Now you're getting more views.
There you go.
Just change your color like CNN does.
Yeah, well, I can do that. Actually, I have a method or something here. Let me see. Yep, I can do that. Red better. Yeah. All right. Green. No. There's blue. There's yellow.
What is
purple. That? Yep. I guess the lighting rig over here. Anyway, that's good enough. Let's go back to white. Anyway, so Belmont, what do you think about whiners? Have you ever encountered any of them? And your movements?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just sit around and drink wine all day.
And let's say winos, whiners,
whiners.
whiners.
You're talking about Mark Brooks?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I see a lot of complaining about people are
color now.
Yep. Yeah, people are complaining that their campaigns are doing well, and I don't see them promoting.
Yeah. But when you talk about shadow banning or something like that, that's just complaining because somebody's got a thumb on the scales. But when you can see people that are complaining that they're not getting backed, and you see very little engagement with other people. You don't see them going on other streams. You don't see them like supporting other people besides themselves. Yeah. So that's when it becomes whining. There's a definite distinction there that needs to be made. If you're doing your best, if you're going on streams and if you're pressing flesh, kissing babies, and but you're also promoting other people and you're part of the community at large, and you can show up and not shill, which a lot of these people, they show up and shill immediately and then leave, and then it's like, hey, I'm engaging with the community, no, you're not. You're not. So, set in the chat, rag the panel a little bit, say hello, everybody.
Yeah, I was in the chat. I was in the chats for months before I even, announced that I was putting a book out.
Right.
And then when you hang out in their chats, you can ask them later on, can you get on their show? And they know that you've been supporting them by being in their chats because they've seen you. They'll say more likely say yes. Right. And that way you got their platform to promote your book.
Right.
But I guess there's not a lot of people doing shill streams anymore.
Well, and I've heard people talk about this, that when they did the shill streams, they would have people come on that had absolutely never been on camera before, or if they had been on camera before, they had no idea how to act while they were there. Hey, Hell Immortal, what's up, dude? Let me just go ahead and pin this thing.
Yeah, it's a tough game. I mean, you just got to get in there and get thrown to the wolves and just see what you can do. You'll get better over time, but yeah, you're gonna suck at first. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to perfect your pitch. You got to know what the fuck your book is about. Come on.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. We don't know anybody that doesn't know what their book is about, right? We don't know anybody that
I'm not mentioning any names. But if you watch the trailer and you can't tell what the book is about by watching the trailer, you might want to fix that trailer or rework it or do something. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. Honestly, if you can't give like a 5-minute, 2-minute pitch, at least a 2-minute pitch, for your comic, at least let people know what the story is, show that the story. I mean, there's this one guy who's kind of infamously does his pitches with reading off of a card, and you can tell he's reading off of a card because he doesn't seem to know his own comic.
Yeah, don't read your pitch off a teleprompter. Try to memorize it.
Try to memorize it. Try to
Change it
know it
up
well
here
enough.
and there. You know what I mean? Don't say the same exact thing every time. I mean, make it a little bit different.
Oh, right. Well, but you talk about people that whiners. You talk about the people that. What's up? But we got somebody in here. Pedro, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
This man is not a whiner. It is no way, shape, or form a whiner. All right. This is the anti-whiner right here. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I guess I'm not.
No, you are not a whiner. Okay.
I'm on the fence. I don't know if he is a whiner or not.
That's good news, I guess.
Well, you keep your head down. You do your job, and you don't create drama. I mean, the
thing's like there's no need. Like when you're whining, when you're doing this.
Yeah. Right.
You're not working, so.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, at least you don't have a bathtub in front of your door in your bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom door is open. I just noticed. Let me take care of that. I'll be right back.
All right. Anyway, Hojo.
No, but remember that drawing though that had the bathtub in front of the door?
Right.
I don't know where that was from, but that was fun.
That was from like a Batgirl group book or something, I think.
Oh, Batgirl.
Yeah.
Dude. I have a functioning bathroom, but I don't have to advertise it. So.
There you go. Well, Hojo is kind of the anti-whiner. He causes whiners. He like creates whiners, evidently. So
I hear he pisses people off sometimes.
Yeah, Pedro, I hope you had a good trip this weekend.
Yeah, I did. Like I'm like full steam ahead on Hojo's animated piece. It's a
right.
lip sync. And
Yeah.
It's coming up. It's coming about. So yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, the thing about people like Hojo, who's a good friend of ours, GC member. Hojo is the kind of guy who, shall we say, he just says what's on his mind, okay, and if it hits here, it comes out here, okay. He is like me. He's got an extraordinarily lack of tact, and if he just like he doesn't have time for that. Okay, he just doesn't have time for that. So he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. But if you're sensitive and got a little snowflake about you, you're gonna melt. Okay, you're gonna melt around Hojo.
Yeah. But I mean that's needed too. Like you don't want a snake that's just like sniveling around you and telling you what you want to hear, and then stab.
I prefer people that are that way. I prefer people that way. The subs Batgirl. Yeah, it's Batgirl. There, that's the one. Yeah. But the thing about it is though, you see this all the time. You see people who sure, blame it on me. All right, we will blame it on you. There you go. Anyway, blame it on Hojo. We have carte blanche. We're gonna blame him for everything. All right. Anyway, but the thing that's really that I've noticed, okay, is that there are people out there who are just wander around as a raw nerve, and it's like, what can I be offended at today? Was that person disrespecting me? People that worry that someone's disrespecting them, those are the ones that really, really get on my nerves. Okay. Dude, even if I am disrespecting you, then what does it matter? What does it matter? Do you respect yourself? If you respect yourself, then it shouldn't matter if someone else is disrespecting you. Okay? Because everybody gets disrespected all the time. That is called life. Okay? And if you're getting disrespected by somebody, then earn their respect. Have self-respect, earn their respect, or be okay with yourself enough that it doesn't matter. They're stupid, Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of power in dismissal. Like sometimes people will say, like, I don't like you. Like, who are you? And
okay.
That's, dude. Like, I'm having all this like online, I call digital conversations with people.
Right.
I realize I don't know them. Like
Right.
I was having. I mean, it wasn't a heated debate, but it was like, did you like the Wheel of Time shows? Like,
Right.
No. Because I mean, I read the books, but I read the books when they came out, so I had to wait years for the books to come out. So that series mean a lot to me, and that series to me is a travesty.
Yeah.
But I don't judge people who enjoy the show. Like, they don't have the connection to the story I do.
Right.
But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. But it doesn't. I'm not telling you you suck because you like the show. So people take it there. I was like, dude, like I live in the tropics, all right. Like, if I skip a check, flies were gonna be skating in my eye, like in those African like commercials.
Right.
My life is more difficult than being aware if I like Lord of the Rings or if I like Wheel of Time. Like, I enjoy what I enjoy.
You're an adult. You got things to do. You know, it's not your life, right? I had a conversation with somebody that really, they evidently loved Neil Gaiman's Sandman adaptation. But I mentioned that I thought it was really crappy that the actress or she was an avant-garde model named Cinnamon Hadley, who was like the model for the original Death. Okay. And she like influenced the generation. I mean, Goth Girls practically came from that comic. Okay. And Cinnamon created it. Yeah. She created that look. You know, the whole pale thing with the eyeliner and things like that came from Cinnamon, right? She died of I think it was a colon cancer.
Oh man.
Yeah, but he knew who she was. Neil Gaiman knew who she was. Okay, and she I mean, there's pictures of him with her. So, but then he's like denying that he was like familiar with her or whatever. But this is the same guy that said, okay. And my problem was that he said to other people or that he like criticized other people for recasting like gender and race and then expecting people to be okay with it.
Dude,
and then he does the same thing, right?
Yeah, but why are liberals afraid of my people? Like, I don't get that.
I don't know.
It's like, dude, like, I'm not made out of sugar. Like, I don't need a black Superman. That would be horrible.
Exactly. I
mean, I already have a black Green Lantern, and I'm still have doubts about this MFR. But a black Superman, like a Black Death, hell no. No, well, like, I enjoyed the original books just like the next guy. I wasn't like, where the black people at? It's like, who does that?
But the thing about it is, though, is that the guy I mentioned this to, he's like, well, I love it. I love the adaptation. I was like, oh, okay, well, to each his own. I'm glad you got enjoyment out of it. I just, I just happened to boycott it because of that. And we had a discussion and we went our separate ways. He didn't try to cancel me, and I didn't like say, well, you're an idiot because or you're an istrophobe or whatever, And that's how adults act. Okay, that's how adults interact. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a disagreement. We disagree to disagree. Okay, I'm different strokes for different folks. Go your separate ways.
Awesome show.
There you go. Right, different strokes for the world. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, AG. Hey, GE. By the way, anybody want? Let me read this right quick. Plus, they shoehorned everyone who's secretly gay. Got too unbelievable, even in the fantasy show.
Dude, I don't know, man. Even in my prime, because I'm pushing 50.
Yeah.
Soon, so basically, your libido goes down, right?
Right.
Not even in my 20s. What was I thinking so much about sex? Like, you have to know about everybody's sexuality now.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I'm about to shoot you, but
yeah.
Are you into pussy or dick? What? It's like, dude, come on, man.
I don't care.
Story. Yeah.
I don't care. And if you want that representation, then just go ahead and make a gay character that's not a complete stereotype that people like.
Yeah.
They don't use North Star. They don't use other gay characters that are out there. They just like take a Robin and like twist him gay.
I mean, Robin was always iffy.
Well,
Yeah.
granted.
I'm his ward.
Well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like somebody like Tim Drake was the one that they did it to. And Tim Drake saved Batman, okay, because there was a real drop off to Batman after the Death in the Family arc. You know, they killed off Jason Todd.
Yeah, that was dark.
Yeah, it was very dark, and Chuck Dixon, you know, he brings this he like creates this new Robin, Tim Drake, and Tim Drake basically was just a detective before he was a Robin, okay, and he figured out who Bruce Wayne was, and he like found his way into the Batcave, and he became Robin. He like forced Bruce Wayne to make him Robin, you know.
Yeah.
Because but he says, okay, you know, I could tell the world that you're Batman, but I would rather be your Robin. And so Batman's like, okay, I guess you're Robin. You know, he forced them to make him Robin. It was a really cool twist on the character. And Chuck Dixon wrote him very well. And then I was watching a Professionals when Chuck Dixon came on, and right after they announced that Tim Drake was going by, and he's like, I didn't write him by. He's not by. You know?
Yeah, dude.
I
can't even imagine like
by, you know?
being a veteran of that caliber and see them do that to your creation. It's just like I will never work in the mainstream, dude. Like,
oh man, that's gotta be bad. I mean, because I mean, Chuck Dixon, you know, Chuck, you know, Chuck might be a little conspiracy theorist, but he thinks they deliberately. They could have twisted Jason Todd gay, or they could have twisted some, you know, one of the other Robins gay, or Damian Wayne, you know, could have been gay. Yeah. But, well, he's a little bit too much of a psycho, but
yeah, exactly.
but they.
Damian Wayne, I see him more like an S&M kind of dude.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
If he
going to those parties,
if he has a sexuality, it's probably something really dark.
Yeah, something really dark.
But
like candle wax and shit.
Well, that's what happens when your formative years is raised among assassons. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might twist the man.
Yeah, but, angry loving.
but the thing about it is though is you know, even something like that, you know, Chuck Dixon's like, okay, well, you know, this is what's going on now. I hate it, but you know, it's not my character, it's their character. You know, moving on. You know, he's not whining on social media. He's not like, look what they did to my boy. You know, and all
my
crap,
beautiful
you know?
boy. Yeah,
right.
Whoa. Dude.
Yeah, Hojo's like, Tim Drake was so cool. I bought the Robin Solo title for years. Yeah. He saved that Batman titles with
and
that.
Didn't Tom Lyle draw that?
I think so. Yeah. But I just I remember when they relaunched it, I'm like, a Robin comic, you know? Why would anybody want a Robin comic? But then I
bought it. I thought it looked cool. He finally made Robin look cool for once.
Yeah. I remember seeing the cover and I was like, wait a second, this might be something different. And it was good. It was really awesome. But the thing about it is, you know, way adults interact with this world, okay? AGE agrees. Tim Drake is my Robin from growing up. Can't believe what they've done to the new solo book, especially the art. Yeah, you are basic. But you know what? The thing about it is adults, they have, you know, they just get on with their lives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the reasons why culture has kind of been ceded to the people more left its bent is because they don't get on with their lives. They attack, they subvert, they change things the way they want things, and but they are the whiners, you know. They don't leave things alone. They don't let things go. They, you know, and one of the things that the reason why culture kind of went their way is because they forcefully, you know, took it that way, and here we are. We're like, you know, we got day jobs. You know, we pay bills. We have other things in our lives. They don't have anything in their life. They're sitting at home with their cats, you know, and tweeting all day long. You know,
living with 6 women at 40.
You got a cat? Yeah. There you go.
But the thing is, if you're 40, you have like 6 roommates, and your choices of meal are like hot dog or ramen. Like, dude, you have to rethink. Like, maybe this whole I'm drawing Spider-Man is not that cool.
There you go. There you go. Right.
Damn, son. Like, dude, I hustle a lot. Like, I come from advertising, but dude, like advertising that when TV died down here, and now like I'm doing comic books now because if I want to do a commercial, they say like, oh, it's for online, so they want to pay you like pennies.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, your product is not as fun for me to work for pennies to do a tuna can commercial. So I'm doing better now on comic books, but dude, I'm bringing that hustle from advertising here.
Yeah.
So when people say like, "What your stance on gay marriage?" It's like, no hablo inglés. I go right away.
Right.
I pull out my Latino card and I just keep on working.
There you go. Well, you got that card you can pull, right?
Yeah.
I'm under the progressive stack. I'm like sub-progressive.
Dude, we work those filters, and you can be like a very pale Puerto Rican. Like I saw it when you were doing the lighting. Like, look at Tiboni, and Tiboni. It's like a rap, reggaeton name. Like you can be like, hey, I'm Tiboni, come on.
Well, I mean, I could, I could do. I'm a single adult male, and I cohabitate with another guy because we pair up on bills, and he's my friend. You know, so I if I wanted to, I could maybe slant it that way and say there's a different sexuality here. But it's none of nobody's business, man. It's just nobody's freaking business.
Dude,
not my
life.
That's
the thing. The moment the moment you play those cards,
you're
showing yourself to be weak.
There you go. I mean? You're a whiner.
That's the thing. Dude, like I mean, I don't know if this is gonna get me in trouble, but when I started investigating to the Kickstarter thing, the moment they saw my picture, like, do you want to apply for like Brown Points, whatever program? I was like, no, I'm good.
Seriously, there's a program?
Yeah, there's a Brown program.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just like, dude, no, like we want to hear your voices. Like, yeah, can you tell? Like, if I do this,
right.
Can you tell I'm like from Panama, like black and Latino? Like, not really. I have a funny accent.
Right.
I know I have a funny accent, but I don't know, man. It's to me.
Yeah, but you could just be from like Mulholland or something. There you go.
Yeah. Anywhere. Like, I could be from Holland.
There you go. Well, Hojo thinks we need to do a cannabis conspiracy on why Chuck Dixon wants nothing to do with telepathic bunny comics. It's a crime.
It's too busy.
I don't know. He goes on all these small shows all the time. I don't know. Things went that way because Big Money pushed it into place. Yep. And the cover Robin number 0 is still holding up. Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's the thing though. People that like they want to force people to like acknowledge them, force people to like respect them. And they're always talking about my representation. It's like I said the other day, somebody was some chick was like waxing poetic about, well, you can be upset all you want, but there's these underserved people who are finally getting representation. And it just, I lost it. I said, okay, all right. As like, you've got all media, you've got all these quotas everywhere. It's like you got like all the HRs in every company is hiring, just coming through the door. If you have a different skin color or if you're a different gender or whatever, boom, you're immediately moved up in the world. I said, you got all these advantages that you got in place and you're still saying you're underserved. As a white male in a society who has absolutely no representation in society at the moment, I got up yours. Okay? Dude, yours.
Take it from my side. This chick, according to this chick, I've been sitting under a tree having a mango my whole life and never done anything. And I need an opportunity. Oh, poor me. Like, dude, like
if I was a different race, I would hate these people, right?
Exactly. Like, I can't stand them. Like, dude.
Well, it's just funny. It's like I always say, it will never be enough. Yeah, it will never be enough. No,
dude, the thing is, like, before the internet, we get people that will come down here like on missions to build latrines. for us, for Latin Americans. And it's like,
right,
I have a functioning bathroom. I don't need a latrine. No, but you need it. Like, this is, you know what? Build a latrine. Yeah, you do it. You do it. Yeah, dude. It's just like they have these ideas on their head, and I blame education because they really feel like they're gonna change the world and they're making a difference. They're definitely
it's CRT. It's basically a CRT. Yeah, critical race theory for people that don't know. But you know, the thing about it is it's like I was telling somebody the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm less racist than these people are. Yeah. Okay, because when I see somebody, you know, I look at their work, I look at what they're putting out, I look at the quality, you know, of their output. And I don't give a crap, you know, if it's subpar, it's subpar. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what your gender is. Okay. And because it's pure meritocracy. One of the best writers I know of that I've run across is a guy by the name of Aaron Jordan, who's in the GC. Okay. If anybody's ever read one of his scripts, this guy is amazing. Okay. Happens to be black.
Yeah, just like Colin Powell. He happens to be black. I'm sorry, I just remember George Carlin.
Funny thing about it was when we started the GC, we just like everybody came together in this one like group and everything, and we finally did like some live stream, and he popped onto camera, and it turns out he would happen to be black, and
nice.
And it's like I made a statement like, I don't care that, you know, it doesn't matter to me that you're black. And then Belmont over here, he's been on camera for like almost the whole show. And I was like, wait, Aaron's black?
Yeah,
it was a joke.
I know.
No, but the thing is, like,
it's hilarious.
Some people happen to be
right,
and some people are openly
right.
You know what I mean? Like Colin Powell happens to be black. James Brown is openly black.
Right.
And both stances are amazing. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like, I don't listen to
working families raised by government institutions. Yeah.
Yes, that's the worst.
Do they have red points? They should at least get
more than likely, man. More than likely. Yeah, like if you want to look into that, like I said, no.
Right.
But I don't judge. I don't judge people who take advantage of everything. It's just like, dude, like I don't know. Like I've been animating for 20 years.
Right.
I've owned an animation school at some point in my life. Dude, like now I'm here to comics. Like I don't want to say like I guess that might sound like hubris.
Right.
But those kind of handouts, I think they're not for me.
Yeah.
You know
well, Jose Garcia. That guy. I mean, the speed that guy goes and his output is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Incredible. And but. I mean, it's amazing that you see this all the time where people like Renee Draws, you know, she was in the mainstream. She kept getting these books handed to her.
Oh man, that was so
insulting. And she was like, "Well, did you like my art?" And it didn't matter. It's like, well, we didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "That's not good enough for me." And so she wound up in and so she left the mainstream. She had every advantage in the mainstream, but she left it because she wasn't being respected for her art. She was just being respected for being female. And
a minority.
And minority, right? And Christopher Judge, you know, he left mainstream comics because they kept putting him on books with black males. And he's like, I can write other people. So he left the mainstream and went to Dynamite to do a Vampirella comic book.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he's like, of course they Dynamite paired him with an artist that was basically a minority hire, and the art was horrible. And so it was just like, whatever.
I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people who,
yeah,
maybe this is too harsh. They don't deserve to be there. No. And like I'm looking at mainstream books. It's like, dude, like this art is trash.
Yeah.
And when you see it, it's a minority hire, and he looks like me, and just like, I don't know, man. They're doing a disservice to everybody when they do that.
Oh yeah, and they're basically saying that minority is doing the best that they can.
Yeah, but not only that. Like, okay. Just don't get the job because you're a minority. Like there are pathways for you to get good, and reach the level so you can be there by your own merit. But if you take the shortcut and it's like, okay, I'm gonna limp to the finish line, because I'm like half like from Azerbaijan and from Pakistan, and just you have the list of your ethnicity and that's your merit. Then it's going to show in the art.
Well, remember the original looking at the people that left Informed Image, Will Spertasio and Jim Lee were not slouches. I mean, they weren't like including those guys because we need minority or diversity here. They included them because they're hella good,
Freaking animals, man.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. I don't need to see myself represented to enjoy it. I love Forge, but I can only read so much. Alpha Flight didn't exactly give Shaman the best material all the time. No, we did. It makes me smile to see someone else call it the latrine.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well, I mean, but it's I guess as because of my ethnicity, because of my gender or whatever, I kind of like don't really have any standing to say anything about this stuff.
But you know what? You should. But, that's the problem. You should have a standing because it shouldn't matter.
Well, besides, I'm a really underserved minority right now in this space.
That's the thing, dude. Like all this, like activism movement. I remember, like in the '60s, some guy said, like, "I have a dream." People be judged by the content of their character and not the color
of the skin. Right.
What happened to that? I don't know. Like that. That seemed cool. Like he was kind of a womanizer, but he was cool.
Yeah. And of course, he went off brand with that, and they assassinated him soon after.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't like his suits, but dude, like I don't know, man. Like nowadays, I see this college kids because I teach college too.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I don't get them. I don't get them at all. Like, and they basically want to see me as a victim.
Right.
But I'm your teacher. I'm the one giving you the good grade. So no, I'm not a victim. I'm the tyrant here.
Right.
This is my kingdom. So I don't know. It's just they have a lot of like confused messaging, and I don't know if we need like deprogramming.
Well, I think
initiative or something. But
I think what's going to happen, has to happen at this point, is enough minorities have to say, shut up. You don't represent me. I can handle this on my own. Get the hell out of my way, And and you see this. You see like this all the time, where when a minority accepts that narrative that they are constantly a victim, it completely truncates their ability, and it puts a cap on what they can do with their life. Because they're always going to be looking for somebody to advocate for them, right? Yeah, exactly. But you see this all the time in like the conservative space, like Candace Owens. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Candace Owens is a good example of this. All right, I saw her go into a congressional meeting. This young girl who has like I don't know what kind of degree she has, but it's not a very big degree. I mean, she does have a lot of schooling. And she went in here and she had all these doctorates sitting across the, some white lady doctorates sitting here, talking about how the underserved minorities, the white supremacy is a big problem for them. And she's sitting here, she did her little speech, and they weren't going to let her like respond. They were just sitting here like taking shots at her, and the Congress wasn't letting her respond, right? They were just letting her sit there and take it. And then Jim Jordan, it was his turn, and he ceded his time to her.
Nice.
And she, in less than, I'd say less than 2 minutes, she turned and just torched the shit out of them.
Yeah, the thing is that they don't have the truth on their side. So no matter how many doctorates you have, no matter how many degrees, you are talking bull.
Yeah.
It bull that sounds good. It sounds great, very articulate and elaborate words, and you needed like a thesaurus. Yeah. Like, what the hell is he saying? But it's bull in the end.
Well, Yeah, and it's like that documentary, What's a Woman?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole entire gender ideology breaks down when you ask them what a woman is.
Exactly.
And Matt Walsh, who did this, he went to a woman's march and he kept asking women, what's a woman? What's a woman? You're here on a woman's march, so you obviously know that there's women exist. So can you define a woman to me? And none of them would define him a woman. And in fact, one woman's like, if you're not here for women, then go away. He says, yes, but what is that? What is a woman?
What is that exactly? Yeah.
And it was hilarious because none of them would tell him what a woman was, you know, and it all breaks down if you do that. But they just whine, they complain, they do all these marches, they're constantly agitating for something. But then if you ask them to like define what you're agitating for, they can't do it because they just know that they're agitating. They know that there's something wrong. They can't even verbalize what is wrong, you know,
because nothing's wrong.
Because nothing's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
you all... stop being men. That's what they want. Like you, then we stop being men. Yeah, you won't like us anymore.
Well, I mean, it's like the whole Gillette commercial about you know,
exactly.
It's like toxic males, and it's like you are aware that the people who buy your razors are mostly toxic males, right?
Yeah, dude. It's like the high tea. The high tea.
I stopped buying Gillette since then. I haven't bought a Gillette razor.
They lost billions of dollars. They lost billions of dollars
now, and big sucks.
Yeah. I use Bic too, like the 4 or 3 one.
Right.
And they suck, man. God,
they don't last long. Yeah, you got to keep changing on your blade.
Yeah. Well, I think like Daily Wire is putting out like a razor or something. That's pretty.
We don't get Daily Wire products down here now.
Ah, okay. Right.
We don't. We need we need our Alberto Chapiro down here. We need our Latino version of Ben.
Well, get you a straight racer and just like.
You know. Yeah, exactly. Like I might switch to that. Like my dad uses a straight racer.
Yeah. Well, people that use straight razors. I mean, my place I go to get my hair cut, they still use straight razors, and I always kid with them. I was like, I bet nobody like argues with you when they're getting their necks shaved, do they? He's like, it's amazing how people start agreeing with me around this time, you know?
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah, and you have that like leather thing to sharpen it.
Right, yeah. It's ominous. It's pretty ominous.
That's manly stuff that needs to come back.
Well, I always say, be it a post-hyphen America, whatever becomes before the hyphen's irrelevant. That goes for every country, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Blank Americans is what Ralphie May called them.
Blank Americans.
Blank Americans.
Nice.
Yeah. If you guys have never seen Just Correct, Ralphie May special. Watch that thing. The man was 600 pounds of truth. I mean, he's a big old chubby white boy.
I'm familiar with Rubber Man. He was good.
Yeah, he was amazing. He got a little like ew, you know, sometimes, but you know.
Yeah.
But he was that, especially that first set, because he'd honed that for years. It was brilliant. But he's talking about, you know, tired of blank Americans. He's like, you know, African Americans. He said, why don't you name African Americans after some place they've been, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, they haven't been to Africa.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, I think Eddie Griffin said something like that. Like, dude, like you call me African American, but if you throw me in Africa, I wouldn't go like, take me to Shambuku's house. Like,
exactly. I don't, you know, I don't know. Like, anyway, we talk about Whiners, you know, talk about people who, in our area, our Ballawhack here, that they get offended, they get, you know, upset, and I didn't get to go on this show, so that person hates me, and I'm going to be actively trying to destroy them, or I'm on this. Somebody gave me a less than glowing review about my art or my my book, and so i.e. I must destroy them now, and you see this. Yeah, I mean, you see this all the time. People get butt hurt, and then they go on social media and like, this person's a Nazi, whatever.
But that's just a matter of perspective. I mean, the way I see it.
It is.
It's a thing of, okay, some people, and I see this a lot within the community, within ourselves. A lot of people count other people's money.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a recipe for failure there.
Oh, yeah.
And the need for exposure, like, dude, nobody owes you anything.
Right.
But I mean, it's a good hobby. It's warm. Like you get like hot,
Right.
You're whining and you're complaining and you think you're doing something, but you're really not, man. You're just making a fool out of yourself.
Well, I mean, we do tend to joke from time to time.
Yeah, but joking is a thing.
Yeah. I mean, whining. It's like, I mean, it's like, okay. Well, if you got boobs, you automatically get like 10,000 backers, already.
Dude, okay. The thing with boobs, and dude, I'm not knocking any like female artists in the community because, dude, they're here, they're selling, and they're great.
There you go.
Yeah, but there's the element that they're female, and there's a lot of thirsty males out there.
They're called simps.
Exactly. There's a lot of simps out there, and the thing is, like, there's a flip side to that advantage.
Right.
You can get a stalker at your door, like, hi, remember I gave you $100 super chat, like, dude, that will never happen to me. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah, so, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about somebody like, hey, big boy,
Exactly.
Like, don't have to worry about that.
You want to sit on my lap? Like, that's not, it's not gonna happen to me. So, dude, like, I'm a slow seller.
Well, I do have to say, if you like slap about 30 filters on everything you do, and toward you bleach out your face except for your eyeballs, and don't show your husband ever, you get what you get. I mean, I do think there are some things that you do that kind of invite that a little bit, but and the thing about it is, you're talking about counting other people's money, and there is definitely a strata out there that's not going to be it's not going to be available to everybody. Okay. No. There's people going to come through the door with an inherent advantage. Okay. If you've got your name on a mainstream book somewhere that you can find on a shelf, then yes, if you put out a campaign in this community, you're going to get way more backers. You just are.
If there's
still a cachet in that.
Yeah, if you have a huge channel before coming into the community, then yes, you have the advantage of having a huge channel.
Yeah, there's a cachet involved with that, right? And I think a lot of this anti stuff we see is just some people that are just like, trying to take these people down. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is you're obsessing with them, and you're spending your life trying to take them down and whining about them to everybody. But the truth of the matter is you know how much thought they're giving to you?
None.
If you show up in their Twitter feed, they might say something back to you.
They might respond,
but they're not spending their day, unless you're like EVS and you're a championship troll and you just want to annoy people all the time.
And I mean, the things like EVS is like a dunking champion. He just loves to dunk.
Oh, he does.
And he enjoys that. So.
Oh, I know. So when these people are outraged for groups they're advocating for, what happens? They turn around and do all those people that they don't need them to be outraged. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, to me, it's a waste of time because all that time you're engaging in just bitching, basically, because that's what you're doing, bitching.
Yeah,
you can use that energy for something else. Maybe come up with your own book. Maybe build up your own channel. Turn it to the positive. Create something. This outrage, like, okay, the best case scenario is people say, "Yeah, I'm mad, just like you."
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah, I don't understand this whole hate watching. If you don't like Star Wars, you don't like what they're doing with Star Wars.
Exactly.
Stop fucking watching it. Stop buying it.
Yeah, dude, okay, I have to say, I'm a huge fan of Willow, and I saw 20 minutes of the first episode of the series. And
you poor guy.
I tuned out. But dude, like, I'm a huge, like, I grew up with Willow, so I was like, I have to watch that peck. But nah, Can't do it.
What kills me is Warwick Davis is such a warm, sweet guy.
Yeah,
and that's his swan song, because he's, dwarves only have a few years where they can actually do this crap, and he's like at the end of it. And this is what they put him in, and they decided, let's make this one lesbian run roughshod over everybody.
Dude, but it's like a obnoxious.
I
want everybody to die. Like at 20 minutes, I want everybody to die.
Right. Compare yourself to others is a quick way to get disappointed, even if you're a first-time creator. Compare yourself to ex-pros. Yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, the thing about this is, okay, I love Willow. I love the original movie. I love Warwick Davis. But I watched the trailer and I saw this coming. I mean, if you see a female diminish a man in a trailer, and you know what's coming, it's going to be a Tila. It's going to be a bait and switch. It's going to be some female character that you don't even know of, that's was created for the show, is going to wind up being the center of focus.
But but even the costumes, it's like Power Rangers level bullshit. It's just like no. Right. Putting stuff out, and whatever. But I'm not gonna watch it because I have a girlfriend. And I lead a happy life. I don't need that kind of thing invading my psyche.
You're an adult. You're an adult,
man. No,
you're not a whiner. You're just like, okay, I guess they destroyed that. All right, moving on. My life is not ending at this moment. Just move on. Well, one thing we kind of had a little bit of a meltdown on this project that we're involved with, called the Out of Obscurity. Okay. It kind of influenced this a little bit. I had a creator who got in his fees thanks to Hojo. But anyway, joking.
What did you do, Hojo?
Joking. Hojo just basically said, I don't have time for this. I got better things to do with my life. And so they didn't feel like they felt disrespected. And so they went on like this rant against everybody and left the project and whatever. And so we were dealing with that, but then we
basically rage quit.
Huh?
It was a rage quit.
Yeah, it was a rage quit, and then they decided to badmouth people on social media on the way out the door. Funny thing about it, nobody liked any of the things that they said on social media except for Pops. I think Pops fans that. But anyway, but the thing about it is the hilarious thing about it is we wound up saying, okay, well, we're going to have to void this contract that we all signed up on, and we're going to have to put a new one out there. So while we're doing that, maybe we can take some more creators on board. And so we reached out to a rather large creator in the community, some of the larger creators in the community that had like public domain characters, and said, do you have stories you want to tell? And we got a hit. And so we added, we lost some little pipsqueak that nobody knows about. Nobody knows who it is, because, they emulate themselves every 5 minutes and piss off everybody that they work with. And we got somebody that's a decently sized creator in this community, in this space, who's going to be on our project now. And so, I mean, let's see. What did whining get you? It got you off of this project, lost you this circle of people who had your back, and lost you this contract, and put you out in the cold. And what did you accomplish? Your fee-fees got salved a little bit. Is that it? Your fee-fees feel a little bit better that you set up yours to somebody. You feel a little bit better today. Okay, well now you're out of a job. Now you're out of this project. Now that your name was going to be on this project in multiple places, and now it's not going to be on the project. And by the way, if this project's successful, you're not part of it. And why? Because you got your little fee-fees hurt. And
not only that, man. Like the problem is when you explode online.
Yeah.
You're basically foregoing the recommendation of the guys you're working prior.
Yeah.
To me, I always want to do like the work I do to the best of my abilities,
right,
and leave a good impression, because my past work is my reference.
Right.
So, for example, if I work with you, I'm going to work with satisfaction, and I'll try to be as cordial as possible as my personality allows. Because if somebody comes and says, hey, T-Bunny, how is it working for Pedro? I want you to give him a proper, good answer. This outburst of rage, like righteous rage or whatever, they don't serve you at all.
No. Yeah. At the end of the day, what is it? Getting mad, trying to torch other people or try to badmouth other people, going out the door. What does it get you? The next person that thinks about working with you is going to know that this is a possibility, and this is a pattern with this person. And when they came through the door of this project, somebody who knew their history said, "This is going to happen," and sure enough, it did.
And there's a digital trail.
But you're always like, well, maybe they've turned over a new leaf, But the thing about it is, though, is these people never turn over new leaves. They just go from outrage to outrage. They're always looking for somebody to quote unquote disrespect me if I'm disrespected. You know what? It doesn't matter if somebody disrespects you if you have self-respect. Yeah. I don't care. I get disrespected all the time. Okay. If you got self-respect, if you got self-concept, if you got like an idea of who you are, what you're about, what your value is as a human being, someone disrespecting you doesn't even register on your radar. Okay. So if you feel that whole thing about, I don't want to be disrespected, you know what? That's a personal failing. Okay. That's something you got to work on, because people are going to disrespect you. They just are. It doesn't matter who you are or how badass you are. People are going to do it. They're going to do it. And hello, Will. What's up, dude?
Hello, Pedro.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
A little late to the game. A little late to the game, man. But anyway, but yeah. So what happened was this he's off the project. He's kind of like showed his ass on social media, and I guess for a second there he might have felt better about himself. He went, I don't know, he wound up blocking me because I said, well, maybe the problem is you. You've done this to people before. This has happened to you multiple times before. Maybe the problem is you. And I got blocked. So I don't know what he's saying or whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But if you're going to disrespect or say that you're disrespected by somebody, try to choose somebody who doesn't have a track record like the person that he said he was disrespected by. Okay. Yeah. Because you weigh it. All right. You weigh it. Okay. This person's worked with multiple people. This person's put out books and succeeded. And then you got this person over here who might, who has like a trail of disastrous projects and hurt feelings and, leaving projects with fingers in the air. So who am I going to respect, or who am I going to like listen to here? I got Will, you mind muting, man? You got a lot of background noise there, dude. There you go. Thank you. But anyway.
Yeah. Watching a cooking show or something. I don't know.
Yeah, here we do. It is what it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, O3 is happening out of obscurity. We've got a great cover by Odin Dasko. We're looking at two other possibilities, like a AC throwback and maybe something that looks like a Frazetta, like one of those old classic pulp covers, that with the painted style. So we're thinking about doing three covers there, one basic and then those two. But we've got multiple stories that are on board. We've got we've had a few people drop out that may be coming back into the project now that we're kind of opening it back up. But we're going to put the sign up shortly, and then we're going to launch next year. And
awesome.
It's going to be an awesome book. I've seen most of the short stories in it. We got like a Son of Tarzan story. We've got the original Ghost Rider story written by me. Okay, full disclosure. And we've got like several other like a hero called the Clock, who's a pulp hero that was an influence on a lot of other heroes down the line. And we've got like a bunch of these obscure heroes and great stories being told, and that's out of obscurity. We're trying to like take these first time creators and pair them up with public domain characters that have kind of gone by the wayside, and create a book that's going to like give both of them eyes,
Nice.
And it's a great compilation. And we're really looking forward to putting this thing out. And and no whiners, okay? We're not whining about it. Oh, this guy left the project. Oh, he's like involved in several of the. Oh, what we're gonna do? We'll replace it. Move on. No big deal. That's what adults do. The adults like, okay, this is a new reality. Okay, let's adjust. Yeah. Let's adjust. We'll figure out. We'll recalibrate. We move on. That's what adults do. Adults don't run to social media. Oh, they're disrespecting me. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Oh, everybody was like bad mouthing me over there, and I'm going to bad mouth them right back. I have DMs. I have like, copies of DMs I can show you. I have like, it's like, oh, go ahead, show the DMs, dude. Not one hasn't posted one. Why? Because he knows he doesn't look good in his DMs.
Dude, but even if the DMs were
right,
I don't know, favorable to his cause.
Okay,
that's weak sauce, man. Like,
all right, Mortal, go ahead and DM me, and we'll talk about it because we're
nice.
Yeah, well, we might get you in there, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, you see this all the time, though. It's like we had a guy in our community, in our group, who had a meltdown one night, and we all talked him through it and got him back, and then later on he melted down again and left the group and blocked everybody, and
and down many times since.
He's done it several times since, and it's like these people, they have this pattern where they melt down and they get in their feelings and their emotions get the better of them, and then they're like, going out the door with the fingers in the air and I hate everybody, and then they come crawling back later, maybe under a new name, and then they get back in this community and they're like, hey, I'm changed. I'm a changed person. And it's like they might not even use the same name as before, but you see one tweet from them and you're like, oh, I know who that is.
I don't know, man. I see life as a boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you jump off my boat in anger, you're not going to see that boat again. Like, you can come back and, I'm a changed man. Good for you.
Right. I came back. I'm okay now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Todd, you got a little emotional there, man. Yeah. Todd's an adult. He's like the most adult in the room.
Yeah.
He's so stable. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So that, but I mean, but basically, at the bottom line, though, is what is it benefiting you to do this? I mean, qui bono? Who benefits?
Yeah.
I mean, so even if you're in the right, by reacting that way, you destroy your future prospects. Even if you're in the right, you've completely invalidated your point by acting that way. And they just don't understand that, okay? And most of the time, they're not in the right. Most of the time, it's just perception, and perception is reality, right? But you know what? At the end of the day, you got to be an adult, You got to work with people maybe that you think don't like you or whatever, or you gotta work with people that whose personalities you don't agree with, or you got to work with people who may or may not have a bad attitude. Okay, at the end of the day, if you want to work on anything, you're gonna have to work with people you don't like or don't like you. You just have to. That's adult. That's being an adult. It just is. Okay. And basically, especially in this creative space that we're in right now, if you like torch anybody, if you make badmouth anybody, you have to understand that you're limiting your audience, you're limiting your reach. And I mean, I've said things that have probably limited my reach. I'll be honest. And Belmont tells me all the time, "Oh, Bunny, don't say that, man." It's like, no, I go ahead and say it anyway. And that's
I
on
try
me.
to warn you.
He tries to warn me. But and I can't keep my mouth shut sometimes. That's on me. That's on me. But you know what? You apologize if you're wrong and you move on. You go forward. But anyway, that's it for the day. That's been the Attack of the Whiners, episode 9.
Nice.
For the hangout. Thank you, Pedro. And,
hey, awesome.
Tropical Magics. Do you have any active campaigns right now, my friend? Pedro?
Cool. Just the sign up for Tropical Magics, but we're gonna hit Tropical Magics running in January next year.
Okay.
And right after for March, I'm have a huge campaign coming up. We already finished all the concept art, and I'm already working on pages. I want to be at 60% of the book done before we start the campaign. But dude, it's like my ode to super mecha of the 80s anime.
Right.
So it's giant robots, kaijus, and hot baits.
There you go.
Yeah.
What more do you need? All right, Belmont. He has a campaign out. F Smokes the Fox. He's he's posted some new stuff to the campaign. If you haven't seen it in a while, if you haven't backed it, you probably want to. It's about the hyper intelligent fox human hybrid who escapes from the facility that created him, and they send a werewolf after him. It's a hell of a story. Anyway, he's got Mike Barron writing it, so there you go. That's 2 books for the price of 1. Check that campaign out. It's under Genesis Crüe links below. Click on that. Click on Belmont Press. Anyway, also Will down here has his own channel, Creators Outlet. And he's got Shonzilla Art show. When's that coming up?
9 p.m. Eastern every Monday night. Wednesday night, I do the Creators Outlet interview show with somebody that's working on indie comics this week. Our special guest is Mad Ruth.
Ruth. Nice. There you go. Good catch. Soul Tack.
Soul Tack, dude. That looks like awesome.
Comic, man.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow, Cannabis and Conspiracies is doing the Lost Colony. And we've got some special guests, including Hojo, and hopefully both the Good Stuffs, but Mr. Good Stuff said he might have got COVID. So we'll find out if he's feeling well tomorrow. We'll find out. But we got a bunch of stuff planned for that one. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. One of the original conspiracy theories in America history. So it's worth a watch. We're going to do that tomorrow. Anyway, and later on this week, the quiz show for Saturday night is going to be a smorgasbord of previous quiz shows. It's a perfect time to sign on and see what the quiz show is about. I've got a lot of technology involved. I wrote a pretty decent show. But we're going to take categories from previous shows, surprise categories from previous shows, and Shadowpunk's going to be there to defend his title. Actually, Will took his title last time pretty forcefully, but I think Will's going to be there too Saturday night to defend his current reign. And also, File 13 from the chat wants to be involved, so we're going to try to bring him on. It's going to be a real fun time. That is starting at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Got a couple more shows planned for this week. Just keep an eye on. Actually, Thursday night, What's the Story? It's going to be on Archangel, Warren Worthington III. It'll be the first fictional character we've covered. But we're going to have fun with that. Anyway, me and the other 2 T's, is 3 T's, Todd, Tank, and T-Bunny. And so that's a good show. We always wind up with a card at the end of it. We're going to show that off from the previous year. Anyway, That's been Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics here with Pedro, Ang, Belmont, and Will. And y'all have a very good afternoon. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Later.
Tell me what's on your mind.